Hello all, welcome to the show. Pdogg speaks. We have Pdogg with us. We were expecting a very interesting matchup between RR and GT. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a very one-sided game. So we will talk through the game and also look forward to the next game that's coming up. Pdogg, where do you think it went wrong for the Royals? They never started up and running at all in the game.
To be very honest with you, the one important point we discussed is the power play impact in Jaipur and how the wicket goes on after that. And the 4 innings that has been played prior to that, which we highlighted yesterday, 80 for Nolas, 80 for Nolas, 80 for Nolas, and 46 for Nolas, and then the slump happens. If you see yesterday's game, again, the same thing happened. Royals 50 for 2 in 6 overs. The second innings, you see 50 for Nolas by the team chasing, that is Gujarat Titans, and how you pace your innings after that is the most important thing. From 50 for 2 in 60 for 2 in 6.3 overs, they bundled out, to 117, which you only be playing for yourself. If you're playing in your home conditions, if you know that where exactly the danger area you need to sort out, that is going to be always 7 overs to 10 overs in Jaipur, which even though they know that facts, they know the stats and all these things, they really gave up on in the middle overs. And again, when we spoke about the spinners impact that comes after power play in the death overs that Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed did, we can very, very clearly say only one thing. Gujarat Titans came here and taught a lesson to Rajasthan Royals in their home backyard. Hopefully, in 48 hours time, they're going to play against another tough opponent. If they're not going to learn from their mistake, the path for the playoffs is going to get more tougher and tougher.
Yeah, rightly put. Do you think it was a good choice to bat first on that wicket, considering whatever we had discussed yesterday also? One would have expected them to bowl first and then chase down the total?
Look, to be very honest, if you remember, I scored the average scores batting first and batting second is only 163 and 166. So when you got to your score of 50 for 2 after power play, you are really pushing it comfortably to 162 to 166, which unfortunately they didn't get. So the decision of batting first definitely is not an issue. Their approach, particularly the way Samson got out, and it's all straight balls. If you see the
run out also.
And run out also for Yashasvi Jaiswal, that's fine. It happens. The 5 dismissals, a combination of LBW and ball for the spinners, were absolutely pitched in line and didn't even spin an inch. And it, dispatterned the timber and hit the patch, you get LBW and ball, this over application from the batsman. So batting first is a decision which they are never going to regret at all. Even if I feel even after the next game, which they are playing in a couple of days' time, they still have to bat first. But if you can not going to put anything less than 160, they're going to end up losing again.
Yeah, got it. So with that thought, we'll move forward to the upcoming game between the Delhi Capitals and the Royal Challengers Bangalore. So that again promises to be a good contest. Today morning we saw Virat Kohli's post standing in front of Virat Kohli Pavilion. So big homecoming for Kohli as well. A lot to look forward to. A lot of big stars playing. David Warner, Virat Kohli, Faf du Plessis, all of them. So please take us through the ground conditions and the pitch, etc. first.
See, if you see in Delhi, if you can go through the conditions again, batting first. In the last 30 games, it has been 175 for 6, and batting second is 170 for 6. In T20 cricket, if the difference between batting first and batting second is not more than 12 runs, if you bat first or bowl first, doesn't really matter. The most important thing, if you see, is the pace bowler's economy is 9.14 and the spinner's economy is 7.81. So if you're considering the fact that they put 2 seasoned spinners that Delhi Capitals have got, that is Akshar Patel, who's done brilliantly, and also got Kuldeep Yadav, who has done very brilliantly. Yes, Vanindu Hazaranga is slowly getting into the mold, but if you see RCB's bowling has been totally reliant on the seamers rather than the spinners. How are they going to get the second spinner? Is that going to be Karan Sharma, or they're going to be using Glenn Maxwell? It's going to be the first thing. Then if we go into the breakup of phases, which is very, very important in T20 game, there is 3 phases: the power play, middle overs, and the death overs. When you see that, again, the power play economy of seamers is 9.33 compared to spinners 8.33. The middle overs, the economy of seamers is 9 compared to A shocking 7.58 for spinners. Even in the death overs, it's 10.71 for seamers and 8.35 for the spinners. So you can see the kind of impact that the spinners are creating. And even considering the strike rate is also very much less when it comes to spinners, when it comes to fast bowlers, how RCB is going to manage to get the second spinner in is going to be extremely, extremely critical. And the second, and one more thing that is going to be crucial in this is going to be Delhi. How are you going to cut the angles? It's a very difficult ground for you to set pitch and the boundaries flow like anything. The most important thing, how you go on here, if you see the power play overall, again, almost the same theory when it comes to Jaipur. It's 51 for 1 batting first and 52 for 1 batting second. So the most important thing is going to be the 7 to 10 overs when you get the start of that 50. How are you getting it safely to 78 to 83 for 2 and then make your launch? If you get closer to 170 to 180, it's always going to be something. Even if you bat best, you've got a chance to defend. Even if you're trying to score 175 to 180, you are a great chances to go.
So, okay, that's the way forward, you think, winning the toss.
Yeah, see, look, normally when you see, unless otherwise, a pitch where the seamers are really going to come into attack, like, few of the grounds in South Africa and Australia, where the seamers are really going to do a massive damage in first 4 overs, I'm always a fan of particularly a team like RCB and Delhi Capitals, where they are really, really struggling. The one more thing I want to really tell you is Delhi Capitals, 9 games what they have played, the scores read 143, 162, 142, 172 all out, 151, 128, 144, just one score above 180, that is 188, that is also ended up with the losing cost, and 130 for 8, with an average of 151.9, which is the lowest by any team after the 10 teams in the competition. So if you are Delhi Capital, you got a bad plus. Considering RCB's top 4, only 3 guys who scored more than 200 runs, which is no rocket science for you. You know who they are. It's Maxwell, it's Virat Kohli, and Faf du Plessis. And the next guy who has scored the highest number of runs is Dinesh Karthik with just 99 runs. If you see that taking into consideration, even in the point of Royal Challengers Bangalore, you want to bat first. So whichever team that is going to win the toss, not really worrying about the due, bat first, get closer to 175 to 185, and give your bowlers a real chance, to defend the score.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. Also, Delhi, if we look at David Warner has done the bulk of the scoring. Apart from that, the second highest scorer, I think, is Akshar Patel. So that has been the story of their batting as well, and should not be a bad area to bat first after winning the toss. So on that note, the playing 11, RCB, we have seen them drop somebody like a Shahbaz Ahmed last game. That was the one change they made to their playing lineup, and I think Vaishak Vijaykumar was in the impact player list. Delhi Capitals, on the other hand, Mitch Marsh missed out last game because of illness, which is not specified. Otherwise, Aman Khan and whoever was playing, they were again in the lineup. So what do you think about the playing lineup for the game tomorrow?
Look, to be very simple with you, as you immediately said, it is Dinesh Karthik. When I said after the top 3 performers, you can see the batting lineup heavily depends on these 3 guys, and they've tried all the local players. Unfortunately, none of them or even averaging 15. Maipal Lombor came good in one of the games, but unfortunately, the other guys like Shahbaz Ahmed and Suyash Prabhudev have really hit the purple patch. And they've also signed the experienced Kedar Jadhav. So if you see me, this is going to be the playing 11 that is going to suit them as far as Arun Jaitley Stadium is concerned. Considering where you're trying to get 175 to 185, it's going to be in the batting order. It's going to be Virat Kohli, it's going to be Faf du Plessis. They have to bat Maipal Lombor at number 3. It's going to be Glenn Maxwell at number 4. They have to bring in Kedar Jadhav at number 5. Number 6 is going to be Dinesh Karthik. Number 7 is going to be the Karnataka local boy Manoj Bandige, who's really capable of big hitting and also bowl a few overs. Then it's going to be followed by Vanindu Hazaranga, Harshal Patel, Mohammad Siraj, and Josh Hazelwood. And the impact sub based on whether they are batting or bowling is going to be either Prabhu Desai or Vaishak Vijaykumar. They can also have Sonu Yadav also into consideration. They bowl some skinny, quick deliveries, can also hit big sixes. This is going to be the most stable batting lineup.
Perform the last TNPL as well. So hope he gets an opportunity there, like you said.
Look, to be very honest with you, you have tried and tested all the local youngsters, apart from the 140, useful 40 from Maipal Lumbur. None of the other guys, unfortunately, even though they are very talented, haven't stepped up. And you have played at 9 games and 5 more games to go for the playoffs. This is the right time for you to test a player. If anything is going to come up positive, the player performing, even not anything great, coming up with a score of 20 or 13 or 14 balls, it's going to be huge plus for them. And someone like Kedar Jadhav, who's extremely, extremely experienced, I would rather try and get a guy who's proven factor here and then give a go at him to steer the middle order if there is a collapse. Just imagine a 17 for 2 case and then recovering from there. Dinesh Karthik is slowly coming to the picture. We need an experienced guy at number 5 to steer the ship to 16th or the 17th over. And I have seen Manoj Bandige in Karnataka Premier League. He can hit some big sixes. If you see RCB's bowling, it looks slightly settled with the arrival of Josh Hasselwood. Vanindu Azaranga is picking up wickets, and Mohammad Siraj has been absolutely phenomenal. Harshal Patel has been slightly economical, but he's also got 11 wickets, which is going to give a lot of confidence to him. But Glenn Maxwell can also bowl the few overs. Then you can get in the impact subs, like either Vaishak Vijay Kumar or Sonu Yadav. I think the bowling is sorted out. So this is the best balanced team RCB can expect to play against the Delhi Capitals combination, also the ground, and then target between 175 to 185. Now let's move on to Delhi Capitals. See, Delhi Capitals is someone that tried that throw everyone in the bucket, but unfortunately, they've not clicked. Someone like Prithvi Shaw, I can tell you the way he's playing, where he's an attacking player, wants to hit a boundary every third ball. If you expect consistency from him, you're not going to get it. Prithvi Shaw is a guy, if you try and bat him for 14 games, is going to win 3 games all of his own. That is a kind of a player he is. So taking that into consideration, I will go to this particular lineup where Prithvi Shaw in the batting order, Prithvi Shaw, David Warner, 3 is going to be Phil Salt, 4 is going to be Mitch Marsh, who is recovered from injury. Number 5 will be Manish Pandey. Number 6 is going to be the power hitter Rohan Powell. Number 7 is going to be Akshay Patel, followed by Kuldeep Yadav, Ishant Sharma, Khalil Ahmed, and Mukesh Kumar. There is a surprising leave. What I've left out is going to be Andrik Nokia. Normally, when people see me in Twitter, the kind of support I give to South African players, but now here it is horses for courses. If you see Andrik Nokia's economy, which is 8.8 in the tournament, which is the most when it is compared to the other bowlers. I'm not saying that he has not created any impact. The problem for Delhi Capitals, when they read out that series of scores, when they're ending up with 151 for 9, imagine 151 for 9 in 9 games, that they're not only scoring less runs, they're also losing 9 wickets on average after 9 games. Really shows you that where exactly they're standing as a batting unit, where they don't have stability in the top order. If they lose David Warner, you don't have a stability in the middle order. You don't have a stability in the late hitting because the second highest scorer is Akshay Patel. So taking that into consideration, where 2 spinners have done extremely well, that is Kuldeep Yadav and Akshay Patel, and they've got the fit Khalil Ahmed who's back, who's a very good bowler, and Ishant Sharma has really stepped up. So he's also has got a great economy. Mukesh Kumar has gone slightly expensive, but taking that into consideration, we are going to have another explosive batsman. You can always trust Mukesh Kumar. And Mitchell Marsh is just fresh from a 4-wicket haul. After that, he didn't play. So you've got 6 combinations right here. And they can also have Aman Khan as an impact sub that is also going to strengthen their batting. Nevertheless, when you have 6 bowlers right now in the playing level, there is no point in wasting your impact sub for another bowler. So if you see that, it's going to be extremely hard on Andrik Nokia. But this is a combination. If you see Prithvi Shaw, Warner, Salt, Marsh, Manish Pandey, Rohan Powell, and Akshay Patel, that gives you a real balance in the batting as well as bowling. And imagine Aman Khan coming in as an impact sub. Your batting is going to lengthen up at number 8 as well. This is a combination Delhi Capitals also has to play. And if they win the toss, they should also think about batting first.
Yeah, that point is taken. But this impact player being a batsman and straight away coming to open, we've seen that that has been a point of a lot of talk. We have seen Prithvi Shaw sit in the dugout for 1 innings of their bowling and then walk in and loses wickets very cheaply, consistently. We have seen that with Ambati Rayudu not clicking much also for Chennai Super Kings. And Venkatesh Iyer, that match he got 100, they batted first. He right away came on to bat. But other innings, whenever he walked in, I don't think he's capitalized much. And these top order batsmen or the primary batsman being in dugout and coming in as impact player has not clicked much in this IPL. Even today, Riyan Parag, we can tell. We discussed about it yesterday also. You told last 3 overs were more appropriate for somebody like Riyan Parag, but didn't work out today for Riyan Parag as well. So what are your thoughts on batters just sitting in dugout for one innings and then walking in straight away and not getting through?
Look, sir, you asked a very valid question. Just imagine when you're as an impact sub, you have to put on that bib, that yellow color bib on your shirt. That is, it's imposing yourself in your mind, saying that you're not part of the game. So all of a sudden, people say that, you're being substituted, you take it out and you get in. All of a sudden, you feel that you're not involved in the game. So it is a totally different thing when you bat first, when you're opening batsman or something, and when you're going to be someone like Ambati Rayudu, we always feel that the first innings is going on, you're sitting outside, you've got no role to play, and all of a sudden the captain says you're going to be the impact set, you're going to get in, all of a sudden get your focus inside and get in there. There are certain things, the small things in cricket field, but if you feel like you don't have an involvement and all of a sudden you have to get in, that might also be a reason. Not saying that should be the reason. That might also be a reason for players, really not waking up on time, when it comes to being substituted and getting out of the field, particularly batsman doesn't have a second chance. You can get out a way where you get a rough decision, you can get a brilliant ball, a brilliant catch can get you out, you can get out of the non-staker set. The batsman doesn't have a second life at all. So when you try and get substituted as a batsman, particularly sitting outside, not doing a role, it's not going to be easy at all. That's a valid question you asked. I think that people should be really thinking about it. Look, it's a 20 hours game, no matter what. You can always keep the batsman whom you are going to substitute, you have any chance to field if he's particularly going to be a top order batsman. That is going to keep the momentum going on. You will have the adrenaline flowing, being in the field for 20 overs. For 50 overs, you're right. It's going to be a longer duration. You can save the energy. But 20 overs, I always feel being in the field will definitely make a little change.
Yeah, and coming to the matchups, David Warner, we have seen a slightly different David Warner at the start of the tournament. But what I've seen in the last 3 games, 2 games against Sunrisers, one he began very aggressively, then got out to deep square leg, trying to hit a spinner out. Next match, inside edge bowled of Bhuvneshwar Kumar. I think that was his second match. And last game, he was unfortunately run out by when he was batting along with Priyam Garg. I think that was very unfortunate as well. But then last 3 innings, I feel his approach has changed quite a bit to starting very aggressively as opposed to what he did in the initial matches of the tournament, where he was slightly, he was susceptible is not the word. Initial stage of the tournament, Warner was slightly watchful. He saw wickets go around him and he had a slightly lower strike rates, which were again spoken about much. So coming to tomorrow, what would be the role and what would be the plan for Warner and what would be the plan against Warner?
Look, if you see that the team what I have given, where if they are going to play that, no matter what, when you have a guy like Prithvi Shaw at the other end, either is going to bat 15 balls for 28 runs or is going to get out. And then Phil Sott is also the guy who are also going to take, the hammer and tongs approach. So Warner should stick on to his approach of setting up the game for 13 overs and then try and leave the rest to others. Marsh is going to play in an aggressive manner. Roman Powell is going to try and hit a 6 every ball, except Manish Pandey in the batting order. Even Akshar Patel is someone who's batting with a splendid strike rate. So Warner is someone who should make sure that he bat 13 overs and set the innings for them rather than leaving them in tatters. With the last game, they're 28 for 5. They still recovered to put a 130 and defended it. That is definitely not going to happen every single game. And the second thing is going to be someone like Mohammad Siraj. That's a matchup I'm thinking about, the 2 matchups. Mohammad Siraj bowling from over the wicket, particularly cramping him from the middle stump, leg stump line, straightening in where Warner trying to cut it, probably getting an inside edge and getting bowled or getting an inside edge caught behind. So that is a kind of a thing where you have to be very, very,
very for the day. Your astrology for the day.
Yeah, my astrology for the day is that where Mohammad Siraj is definitely have an edge, where I'm talking about the matchup. And the second thing is going to be Francois du Plessis, where I know Francois du Plessis very well. What he normally does is after 2 dot balls, he runs down and tries and hit the fast bowlers down the ground for 6. So someone like Ishant Sharma has got a very, very good knuckle ball. What I'm expecting is Ishant Sharma is going to bowl 2 dot balls and he's going to bowl a knuckle ball where Faf du Plessis will try and run and hit you out of the ground between long on and long off, and probably might miss the timing, and the ball might scoop down between mid on and mid off, might get out caught there. That's what I'm looking at. I'm extremely excited about the knuckle ball what Ishant Sharma is bowling, and the one which dismissed Vijay Shankar, if you remember the last game, was a top class. So he bowls a lot of the knuckle balls, and Faf du Plessis is someone to put the pressure on the fast bowler, surely step down. So this is what I'm visualizing, running down, hitting the toe end of the bat, goes up in the air, getting caught inside the 30-yard circle, either mid-off or mid-on. These are the two matchups. Siraj versus Warner, and Ishant Sharma versus Faf du Plessis.
And just one quick question. You think they'll open with someone like Akshar Patel against Kohli and Faf?
Look, to be very honest with you, they've got only 2 spinners. Kuldeep Yadav is someone who normally doesn't bowl in the power play, and Akshar Patel is a guy who's giving the control in the middle overs. He also bowls late in the death overs, close to 16th or 17th over. And if you see, even though the strike rates of these 2 guys are less, Faf du Plessis has been using the feet extremely well against spinners in Delhi, particularly by a disadvantage. If Capitals is bowling first, there won't be much of a help for the spinners early on. So wasting a over, of someone like Akshar Patel, I don't know, will be a good idea. I will go with fast bowlers with both the ends for Kohli and Faf du Plessis.
Okay then. So who are your top fantasy picks for tomorrow?
I will go for Delhi Capitals. I'll go with Akshar Patel. That is definitely one thing I don't want to miss out. He's been in a brilliant form. Then I'll go with David Warner. That is another pick for me. And then for RCB, it's going to be very easy for you. Can't leave out Faf du Plessis. You can't leave out Mohammad Siraj. And the another pick, what I'm going to come up, it's going to be one into Hasaranga. So this is the 5 top picks for me for tomorrow.
Great. And who's winning? Yesterday we both bottled up. We both predicted Rajasthan win, and it never happened. Who do you think will win tomorrow?
Yeah, I need to put my hand up and say that, I favored the Rajasthan Royals to win, but unfortunately got a beating actually. Now, today, I really feel that RCB has got edge over Delhi Capitals. So I feel that RCB will win.
Okay, so I'll differ today, and I'll say Delhi Capitals to go and get those 2 points and go to 8 in the points table. At least one of us will be right tomorrow. So let's hope how it goes. And it's going to be a cracker of a match, I'm sure. RCB versus Delhi, the home boy Virat Kohli versus the home team of Delhi Capitals. Promises to be a huge thriller. After another humdinger at Chepauk tomorrow afternoon. Look forward to that as well. So thank you, Pdogg. Your final thoughts?
Yeah, the final thought is very simple. I want to make sure that both the teams understand the conditions on how the power play goes, the middle overs goes, and the death overs goes, and if they can use the resources well on that, that is a team that is going to come on top. That's what exactly yesterday Gujarat Titans did, where they really taught a lessons to Rajasthan Royals. So I hope that the home team will be playing there. They know the importance of power play and the middle overs, where teams really fell out from over number 7 to 10. If teams which are going to master that over number 7 to 10, where I have an advantage over the other, will have the edge to win, even though I feel there is a slight edge for RCB. And the second thing is, we just uploaded our first video on Gujarat Titans and Rajasthan Royals. I should really thank everyone for the support, for your kind comments, and a lovely comments, to be very honest. Keep supporting us. Subscribe to the channel Pdogg Speaks, and please give your honest comments. It's going to improve us and doing well for each and every other episode. A lot of people said that we need to talk in English because a lot of people doesn't understand Tamil. We have made sure that we need to entertain, to talk in a language is going to be common, where you can understand it. So please fill us up with your comment section, and we will see you in the next episode. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, bye.
Okay, now.